Hey guys, Sean Media just want to do a big shout out to Rugby League Coffee Lounge. All the best this year. Thank you.
Alright, oh, yeah! Fuck!
Oh, bro. They did it.
Victory! Oh! Couldn't be in a better mood. Couldn't be happier. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the YouTube channel. I am Nick from Australia. Welcome to the Saturday Football Review for Round 8 of the 2023 NRL season. We saw two games of football tonight. We saw the Sharks defeat the Bulldogs down at the Core Stadium, 33 points to 20. And we saw my team, the North Queensland Cowboys, finally bounce back after a very, very poor couple of weeks and defeat the Newcastle Knights up in Townsville, 18 points to 16. It wasn't pretty. It wasn't that impressive. But like I said all week, I don't give a shit. Just win the game at any cost. I don't care. Do whatever it takes. And that's exactly what the Cowboys did. And they were able to hold on 18-16. Tough game of football. So I'm joined by Rugby League YouTuber Pro Enzo Vids for the Saturday Football Review. Lorenzo, how are you, my friend? And Super Saturday was very interesting tonight.
It was, yeah. And I'm going well as well, thanks. But yeah, look, today's games were interesting, I thought. The first game was, I guess we'll touch into it very soon. But yeah, a lot of interesting calls, and a lot of tries in that first game. Then obviously the second game was a lot closer with the scoreline. So first of all, great to see the Cowboys get up. They needed that one. So yeah, big result for them.
Can't wipe a smile off my face, bro. I can't wipe it off.
Don't blame me, bro. Don't blame me.
We just needed to win this game. You know, we're now 3 wins, 5 losses. I think we're 1 game out of the top 8. So, you know, back on track. I know we've got some big games coming up. We've got the Sharks and Roosters the next 2 weeks. And then I think we play the Dragons after that. So, you know, fairly tough run coming up. But it's not about who we're playing. It's about what we're doing as a team. You know, we've got to get some shit right. And, you know, didn't play that great tonight. So I'll just take the win and move on. But before we review Super Saturday, I just want to say hello to everyone in the live chat. We've got a bit of a crowd starting to build up here now. We got Jason Reader, Flash Blue, Cody Games PlayStation, Luke Melbourne Storm fan. We've got Damien from Newcastle, and you know what? Shout out to Damien from Newcastle. I know he's a big Knights supporter, and unfortunately tonight's game didn't go the way he would have liked. So all the best, Damien from Newcastle. Good luck for the rest of the year, bro. And tonight could have went either way. So shout out to you. Hello to CJ, Yeet Boy, William Pearson, Immortal Wolf. Hello everyone that's tuning in. Hope you're all doing well for your Saturday night, April 22nd, 2023. Currently 9:55 p.m. Wow. What game do you want to start with? We've got 2 games to review tonight.
Yeah, I don't mind, but we can start with the first one, Dogs and the Sharks, if you want.
Yeah, let's go back to the first game. We'll go in order. We'll get to the Cowboys and Knights game in just a little bit. Sharks 33, Bulldogs 20. Bulldogs were competitive. They showed a lot of good signs in this game, Pro Enzo. But once again, defensively, the Bulldogs are terrible. They conceded 33 points in the wet. It was pretty wet at a Core Stadium. What's your take on the Dogs and Sharks game?
Yeah, I think defense was definitely thrown out the window in some points, because I think you know, getting 33 and 20 points in a wet weather game is obviously not built on defense. It's more about attack. So yeah, there was no defense during the game. But look, Sharks obviously were way too good. They were the better side for the whole game. Like, Hines was fantastic. Will Kennedy in the first half, hat trick was insane.
Oh,
He killed them all day, and Harmon Williams got off the bench as well. So the Sharks had a great performance as a team, so it was really full credit to them. But for the Dogs, they weren't bad in some parts. I thought like they actually do try, and I think they actually do stick in the game for a while there, but they don't have the class. I don't think so. They're a bit far away than I think what we think.
what'd you make of Kyle Flanagan at 5'8", Matt Burton at halfback? What'd you make of that?
Oh, fuck. It did not work, did it? It didn't work at all. I don't think Matt Burns a controlling 7. Like, he's never been that player who demands the ball. And as for Kyle Flanagan at 5'8", well, if you want to drop players, he's the first one that has to go, in my opinion. I don't think he's got it at all.
Yeah, look, Flanagan, I don't think it was too bad in this game, but he's not a 5'8". And Burton at halfback, look, I thought Matt Burton showed some really good signs at halfback, but he's obviously at 5'8". He's more comfortable as a running half. He's not a game-managing halfback. That's not Matt Burton. That's not his game. So they probably need to go buy a halfback, the Bulldogs. They don't really have anybody at the moment who can play halfback. They haven't got a match-winning halfback, the Dogs. So that's probably one thing that their recruitment team needs to look at. But I thought the Dogs were very brave. They were very competitive. Obviously, they had about 11 players out still, 10 players out. So very brave, very competitive. What'd you make of the debut of, I think it was his debut, Declan Casey?
He's played before, but he's got his first NRL try, I think. So, and
he played 3 games. Yeah.
No, he played well, Casey, I thought. He actually did a good job. Because I think last year he had that horror debut against the Sharks when it was at CommBank in the wet. So I think getting that try must have been quite a bit to him, I reckon.
Yeah, no, you're not wrong about that. All right, let's go. Let's go to the try scores in this one. So obviously Will Kennedy. Oh my God.
Yeah, 3.
He had 3 tries. Moylan had 1. And Anthony Katoa had 1. And for the Sharks, tries to Braden Burns, Declan Casey, and Corey Waddell. I want to ask you this. The Corey Waddell try, mate, that pass to Waddell would have been 69 metres forward.
Oh, yeah. It was
I could not believe that.
It was way too forward. Like, that pass, I think you can tell from even TV how forward it was, but the referees can't tell it while actually right in front. So, no, that was lucky call there. That was forward for sure.
It reminded me of the Eels Cowboys prelim last year, the Moses pass.
Oh, that's bad. That's bad flashbacks, isn't it?
PTSD, bro. When I saw that, I was like, what the fuck?
It's bad call.
Mate, Will Kennedy, he has been consistent ever since he came back from injury. He's been incredible all season for the Sharks. A first half hat trick. I know Tedesco will be the New South Wales fullback. Latrell and Turbo will be out in centres. And you'll have maybe Nico Hines in the halves, depending on what they do with that whole thing with Luai. But Will Kennedy, he's got to be considered for the bench or at least in the squad for New South Wales.
Yeah, I mean, he should be, I think. I think he is origin quality and definitely deserves a go if he gets close. But you know what? Knowing Freddie, I don't think you'd consider him, unfortunately. Just Freddie won't go in that direction, I'm afraid.
I think Will Kennedy is the most. You know what? We spoke about Dylan Edwards as the most underrated fullback in the game for a couple of years. I think Will Kennedy's got that tag on him right now.
Yeah, that's a fair call, I reckon, actually. William
Kennedy is the most underrated fullback in the game right now. He is playing great footy. The Sharks, like I said, we spoke about this in the green room pro Wednesday before we came on the air tonight. And the Sharks, they can score points at will, but there are parts of their game, patches in their matches, that they just seem to drop off. They allow the opposition to get back in the game. They do stupid shit, whether it's a one pass too many, whether it's a poor kick, a stupid mistake. They are a scary team, the Sharks, but they seem to have a lot of issues with them as well, like just simple stuff that they always seem to muck up on.
Yeah, I mean, just some of the errors tonight were a bit disappointing, but it wasn't really the errors. It was more about where they were in defence, because I think there's a couple of times where the
Yes.
Dogs scored it down the corner. And, yeah, for some reason, Mulatalo and Katoa just weren't on, I didn't think tonight. So,
Oh, Ronaldo. Oh, he was all
yeah,
over the place.
there's a couple of issues for them for sure, I think.
Yeah, you're not wrong about that. And you know, they do have some. I think they have some internal issues. The Sharks,
Yeah, they might, actually.
bit scrappy. They clock off in some parts of the game, so they definitely need to work on that. The performance of Nico Hines, Pro Enzo, once again, just clinical, bro. Like Nico Hines at the moment, he is on another level, man.
Yeah, the form he's in is crazy, and sometimes players don't back up as how good they were the previous season. But so far, Hines is playing like fantastic, and how he did finish the year in 2022. So yeah, he's a freakish player, Hines.
Yeah, Nico Hines, William Kennedy, they are all fantastic for the Sharks tonight against the Dogs. What do you think the Sharks need to work on? Obviously, we spoke about, they've got some issues as a unit. What do you think then? What do the Sharks have to work on for you, Lorenzo?
I think they just need work in their defense. I think mainly through the edges, because I think they just seem to. I think they clock off when they get targeted around the edges. Like they don't work hard enough around that area. So maybe defense out wide could be an option. But yeah, I mean they've been okay this season, but they haven't been like as strong as what they should be. So yeah, I think they just need to play the footy and understand the style that they should be playing, I reckon.
Yeah. I think they'll be disappointed that they conceded 20 points.
I guess the Bulldogs have injuries, yeah, definitely.
Against the Bulldogs side, we've got a lot of injuries at the moment, a lot of players out, a lot of players unavailable. So they'll be very disappointed with that, the Sharks. Now, onto the Bulldogs, a lot of injuries. Very brave. I thought Max King showed some good signs again. He's been very consistent for them all season. I thought Corey Waddell, surprisingly, was very good as well for the Bulldogs tonight.
Waddell, yeah, I mean, did a job. But yeah, I like to see Toppany a bit more involved, I think. I think Jackson Toppany deserves a bench spot.
Yeah, I think he deserves a bench spot as well. Now, what about Ryan Sutton? I thought, he ripped in and played really well. The performance of Jaden Okunbor, bro, Okunbor's got to get out of the team.
Oh, it's a waste of space. Like I get he's been better in the forwards, but he's just not a first grader. I don't think. I think it's better off if they get rid of him.
I think he's better off in New South Wales Cup.
Yeah, that's where he should be.
He's terrible. Like, full credit to him for getting out there, but I think Okunbor's horrible.
Well, he's just not first grade material. I don't think. Like, does a job, but he's not anything more than a does the job type player. So.
Yeah. Before we get to our top round game from this Dog Sharks game, Lorenzo, Thursday night, the Sharks are playing the Cowboys in Cronulla.
Yep.
Now, the Sharks, I'm telling you, they'll be up for it because they will want revenge from the finals last year. So,
yeah.
Do you expect the Sharks to be a lot better next week, or do you think what do you reckon? Sharks are going to be better.
Yeah, no, I am expecting them to be a lot better. Unlike last night, so they should be a lot more competitive. But as for the Cowboys, they should be as well after that win. So it'll be a good game, I reckon.
All right, so top round game from the Sharks Bulldogs game, Lorenzo. 3-2-1 with one being the man of the match.
I'm going to go with Braden Hallunueli at number 3. I think he had a great performance in the forwards today. Number 2, going to go with Teague Wilson, actually. I thought he did a good job for the Sharks at some points. And, look, I can't go past this man. Man of the match, Will Kennedy was brilliant for the whole 80 minutes. So that's my top 3 there.
Yeah, Nicholas Hines, absolutely. All right, number 3, I'm going to go with Matty Moylan. I thought Moyes was good. Matty Moylan, I thought he played really well. Number 2, I'll go with Nico Hines, number 2. And man of the match, I'm going to give it to Will Kennedy. I think he deserves it. He had 3 tries in the first half. Very good under the high ball. Does his job very well for the Sharks. So William Kennedy is my man of the match in the Sharks. 33 points to 20 win over the Bulldogs. It'll be very interesting to see how the Sharks go next week. Now, final game to review on Super Saturday. North Queensland Cowboys 18, Newcastle Knights 16. This was desperate for the Cowboys, absolute desperate. Needed this win more than anything. This win wasn't pretty, definitely wasn't convincing, but this sort of, grinding out a win against the Knights at home could turn the season around. It could get them going. It could give them a lot of confidence. We did this without Jason Taumalolo as well, which everyone seems to be forgetting about, which is very impressive. How important was this win for the Cowboys, Pro Enzo Vids?
Yeah, it was very important. I think being back at home especially would have been the advantage there for the Cowboys. But I think after just being a bit average recently, I think they needed a win like this. So it wasn't the best sort of win, I think, because it was pretty lucky. But I think any victory is a good victory. So the Cowboys will take this one and get a lot of confidence out of it. And look, Knights weren't bad themselves, but I just think they failed to close out a game like last week. So Cowboys were the well-deserved winners there.
I'll tell you what, I was absolutely shitting myself the last 3 minutes of that game. Chad Townsend kicked the ball. It went dead in goal with about 2 minutes 50 to go. And I'm going, what the fuck are you doing?
Yeah.
Kick for the sideline, not the dead ball line. Townsend did that 3 times. So I was losing my mind. I think 4 times in the whole game he gave away 7 tackles set. With I think two or 3 kicks went dead and 1 was caught in goal. I was losing it. And then Newcastle 7 tackles set right down the other end of the field. Lachlan Miller beat 3 blokes and I was shitting myself.
Yeah, fuck, that was crazy.
That was scary. Then Jacob Saifidi nearly crashed over and I'm like, what the fuck? No, tackle him. And then Gago got away from 3 players. I was like, oh, fuck this. And then, oh, my God, Ponga and Miller and, oh, my God, everyone was throwing the ball around, shitting myself. And then we end up getting the football. We end up surviving. And we just held on, 18-16. The Cowboys defensively all season have been pretty ordinary, pretty all over the place. Defensively, I thought we were very good tonight, Pro Enzo Vids.
Oh, yeah, you were. I think that's, how the Cowboys should be defending because obviously last year they were fantastic in their defense. So bringing back that same mentality was important. So, that got the win, I thought. Yeah,
no, defensively we were great. And we just had to win. Like I said, don't care how bad we played, don't care how sloppy we were, don't care how many errors we had. It was a whatever it takes mentality, just win the game. Don't give a fuck, just win. And that's what we did. And I know we have a couple of top games coming up. Nobody, Pro Enzo, no one on this planet will tip us Thursday night against the Sharks at Cronulla. No one will tip us. Fair enough.
Yeah.
But hey, when we played the Sharks down there last year in Sydney, no one tipped us, and we were all there, and we all saw the incredible ending where we won with the field goal. Unbelievable moment.
Yeah.
We all remember it like it was yesterday. But we just had to win, and we did. So Lorenzo, who stood out for the Cowboys in your opinion tonight?
You know what? I thought Tom Dean really stood up tonight. I think Dean was actually really good. He had to have a big game, and I thought he did. But I think also another player that had a good game was Reece Robson. I actually thought he had a real dig. So I think them two were great for the Cowboys.
For me, there were a few standouts. I thought Valentine Holmes was outstanding. He obviously set up that try to Dean, which got us in front. I thought Scott Drinkwater was probably one of the best players on the field tonight. I thought Kyle Felt, defensively is all over the place, but I thought he played really well. Under the high ball, he was very good. Also, McLean and Ruben Cotter was on a mission tonight.
Fantastic performance.
And you know what? I thought Jajeski in the back row, I thought he played well.
Yeah, he did a job. I thought it was solid.
Did a job. And then obviously Jeremiah Nanai went up for a HIA. He came back and he looked dangerous, Nanai, so he was very good tonight.
Yeah, he
what
was.
What about Newcastle? For you, who stood out for Newcastle?
I thought Miller played really well. I think he had a couple of errors. Well, he had a couple of errors, but I think towards the end where the Knights were sort of in the contest to win the game at the end, I think he stood up. But other than that, it wasn't actually amazing. But mainly, I think I think guys like Saifidi played hard. He did a job.
Gagai was scary.
Gagai was good. I even thought Ponga at times was okay. Wasn't fantastic, but his impact was, it was good to see him back in the field, I thought.
I reckon Ponga was a bit lost.
Yeah, look, first game back, obviously, but I think he did all right.
Thought Tyson Frizzell was fucking scary as well.
Frizz, he played well, yeah.
I reckon Frizz is very close to making the New South Wales Origin team.
Well, with Martin and Kalon Matangi, most likely, I think he goes close with Ola Kawatu, so you never know.
I reckon he'll be in the squad, Frizzell. I reckon he'll be in the 23-man squad.
Yeah, I wouldn't complain with it.
Yeah. Who else for Newcastle stood out? I thought off the bench. I thought Jacob Saifidi was very good.
Saifidi, that's the one I was talking about. Yeah, he had
off
a
the
good game.
bench. Jacob Saifidi. Daniel was good as well. Crossland from dummy half didn't really create much for the Knights, did he?
Yeah, I think that's what's holding Knights back is Crossland hooker. I don't think he's a natural hooker. I know Brayley's out, but he, for me, is not the answer going forward.
Would you play Tyson Gamble there or nah?
No, I think he's a bit too big to play hooker, I think.
Yeah, I don't know what they're going to do with that position. Thought Dominic Young was good for the Knights on the wing. Marzu was all right. Yep. Although Marzu, right, I don't know if you noticed this, Lorenzo. Every time the Cowboys kick the ball towards Marzu wouldn't jump.
Yeah, he never jumped. For some reason, he didn't. I don't know why. Because, I think if he did jump, he'd be a chance of scoring a try. But no, he didn't try.
Yeah. No, it was a weird one. No, it was a tough game at 40. Now, when I look at some of the stats, I haven't had a look at the stats. Cowboys, 81% completion rate. That's good. When they do really something good. Like that.
A lot better.
31 from 38 completed sets. Newcastle's completion rate was 69%. They had 27 from 39. Newcastle had more ball than us, 52%. Newcastle won a lot of stats against us. They had more tackle breaks, had more line breaks. That's quite interesting. We had what, 24 more tackles than the Knights, I believe.
Yep.
We had 53 missed tackles.
53 missed tackles, really? And you still won?
And we still won. Newcastle only had 31 missed tackles.
That's a crazy difference, if you ask me.
53 missed tackles is wild, man.
Yeah, you got to fix that.
Yeah. Newcastle had a 7-3 penalty count in their favour. Newcastle had 13 errors. Cowboys had 10. Obviously, we had a sin bin from Talangi. Right, what's your take on that sin bin? I don't reckon there was much in it.
It wasn't much in it. Like it wasn't like Frizzell was hurt or anything, but I think it was a bit stupid because that costed the Cowboys a try there when
2 tries.
Went over. Yeah, a bit stupid by Talangi, but look, I wouldn't charge him, but knowing the NRL, they probably would do something.
Yeah, I wouldn't charge him either. I think he might just get a fine for it.
Yeah, maybe that. It'll be all right.
Because the referee was saying shoulder charge. I'm like, well, it's not a shoulder charge.
Yeah, well, we'll see what happens, I guess, but it wasn't that bad.
I had another look at it before we came on the air, and there's no way that's a shoulder charge. No way. I think he'll probably get like a $2,000 fine or some shit.
Yeah, I mean, that wouldn't shock me if he got that.
It was a great win for the Cowboys. It was an important win. That now gets them to 3-5. You know, one game out of the 8. We just had to win, and I'm glad we did it. The Sharks next week will be a tough game. There's no doubt about it. But
Yeah.
tonight was just a desperate performance.
Oh, it was well deserved, I thought, and Cowboys needed a result like that, so it was important to get a win back at home.
I think if Taulagi doesn't get binned, I think we probably could go on with it a bit more than 2 points. We were all over them. We were dominating that game. And then the sin bin happened. I'm going, oh, great. And then Newcastle got back in the game. We were looking dangerous as before the sin bin, so that didn't bloody help.
Yeah, that's true, actually.
Just needed to win, and we got it done. Who would your top 3 players on ground be from the Cowboys Knights game tonight? 3, 2, 1.
Number 3, I'll give it to Jacob Saifidi. I think he did a good job in a losing side, so I'll go with him at number 3. Number 2, I'll give it to Tom Dearden. I thought Dearden was really good. I rated him highly after that performance. And number 1, I'm going to give it to Ruben Cotter. I think he was the man of the match for me. I think he had a great performance, and I think he's my number 1.
Yeah, for me, number 3, I'm going to go with Ruben Cotter. I thought Ruben Cotter was incredible. He came off the bench before kickoff. We had Jake Granville start lock. Ruben Cotter off the bench, come on and absolutely killed it tonight. So number 3, Ruben Cotter. Number 2, Scott Drinkwater. I thought Drinkwater was outstanding tonight. Had 2 try assists. I know he had 1 or 2 errors, but that's just a part of the game. Drinkwater was very good. And man of the match, mate, I've got to go with Val Holmes. I thought he was incredible tonight. I think he ran for like 220 meters or something. Obviously, that line break to set up the match-winning try where he beat Gagai and Dom Young, which was very impressive. And then the inside ball to Tom Dearden, which pretty much won us the game in the end. So I'm going to give Val Holmes the man of the match. I thought Val was incredible tonight.
Yeah, fair call. And Val was awesome for the Cowboys. So that's fair.
That's why he's the reigning Dally M Center of the Year. That's why.
Yeah, when he's on, he's on.
When he's on, he's hard to stop. All right, Pro Enzo Vids. That's going to wrap up the Saturday night football review for round 8 of the NRL. Thanks for coming on tonight, as always, bro, on Saturday nights, and look forward to having you on next week.
Yeah, all good, bro. It was a good review. Hopefully next week's games for Super Saturday are a lot better, but I thought both games had their good and bad moments. But thanks again, bro.
No worries, bro. And Super Saturday next week, we got Raiders Dolphins at Wagga Wagga, Manly Titans at Brookie, and Panthers Tigers at Bathurst. So, will you be at Brookie next week?
Yeah, should be. I should be.
Yeah, sweet as. Anyway, guys. Thank you for watching the review for Super Saturday. Anyway, enjoy the rest of your night. We'll see you guys in the next one. And up the fucking Cowboys.